Good morning, everybody. On today's video, what the slime doing in Guild Wars 2? I wanted to go over with you guys on a build that I'm currently working on. Right? Cool. This build is my current world build. Uh, Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull it up so I can talk about it while I talk about it. You get me? So, let's see. So now, to be fair, when we first started, I looked at a build and I told myself, I'm gonna take this for reference, okay? But that doesn't mean I'm gonna go ahead and use this brick by brick. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing my own way. You feel me? So, if you guys are rangers, which I am, so this build is ranger purpose only, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a breakdown of the traits, why I chose them, and give you a breakdown of the abilities and why I chose them, and I'm gonna let you know. So first things first, for the first thing we got opening strike. Everybody gets that. You and your pet inflicts vulnerability with your first strike entering combat. I really don't have no care in the world for that, to be fair. But I guess it's a great trait to have. Second trait that I chose, lesser signet of stone. You and your pet take no damage from attacks. You and your pet are still susceptible to conditions and control effects. So for 5 seconds, you take no damage from incoming attacks. And I'm taking it if you press it again, if you use it, it grants might and fury and all types of stacks of them. You feel me? I really don't use the clicks unless I'm fighting bosses. But just for the fact of the 5 seconds for incoming damage, you know, if people do bursts, 5 seconds of damage, or if mobs do burst damage, that 5 seconds is like their whole cooldown bar. So you could eat that and still live and have hella health. You get me? That's why I chose that one. So we're gonna go up top. Alpha focus, you don't got a choice, so there you go. And then for me, I chose the middle one, farsighted. Ranger weapons skills deal increased strike damage. Damage is further increased for foes above the range threshold. All that means is if you're far away or the further you are, the more damage you finna do. You gotta be at least 600 feet away from the person, which is not hard to be, but you're gonna be doing more damage. All the other stuff look good, but it just farsighted seemed like the best, especially if I wanted to use a bow, a long bow. That seemed like the best option for me. Precise strike, you know, everybody got to choose that, so I'm not going to read it. But the last one is lead the wind. Your longbow and harpoon gun skills pierce and recharge faster. Point blank shots grant boons. Do I use short bow? Not really, but I do use a longbow and I plan to stay using a longbow. And to be fair, if, you know, they do more and the recharge rate is what I really wanted, to be fair. Swiftness and quickness is cool, but the recharge rate is what I really wanted on my longbow too. and my longbow 5 because those are the moves I use the most. Everybody probably use those the most, but those are the moves I use the most. Okay, so that's our marksmanship. Skirmishing. Tailwinds, everybody gets that. Now see, look. If I combo lead the wind with tailwind off rip, I'm already hella fast. But these say combat only. In combat, I'm fast. So when swapping weapons in combat, I gain swiftness. Now before I was running 2 longbows because I thought their cooldowns would be different. It turns out it wasn't. So then I started to run a longbow and a short bow. Problem is, those weapons don't do well with each other. Now, a longbow and a great sword, or a longbow and axe, those weapons do great with each other. While you're in combat with axe, that swiftness is what you need, that quick speed. Now, most people would tell you to go for trapper's expertise. I chose opposite. I went for sharpened edges. You and your pet have a chance to cause bleed on critical hits. Your longbow 2, your longbow 5. If you use axe, your axe 2 and your 5 hits hella criticals. So to be fair, you'll be bleeding a lot. You know, Furious Grips, everybody gets those. I chose Fang and Claw. Feline, Avian, and Drake pets gain increased precision, ferocity, beast skills, grant fury around the ranger. Why did I choose that? Because I didn't have any other pets, to be fair. I really wanted to do hidden barbs, and that's because, you know, bleeding you inflict is more dangerous, and damage is increased to 33%, which is cool. But I don't know how consistent I can actually do bleeding, and so until I tweak with that, I'm going to go with Fang and Claw. Strider Strength, I just didn't feel like wielding a sword. That was really just the case. I didn't feel like playing with a sword. Did I try it? No. I just didn't feel like playing with one. Now, Hunter's Tactics, you know, everybody go for that. Now, most people would tell you take Vicious Query. You know, I went for Quick Draw. When swapping weapons, gain quickness. The next ranger weapon skills you use will recharge faster. So, if you could see, the way this build is being built is basically I can use my longbow skills as fast as possible. I want number 2 and number 5 to be off cooldown as quick as possible. So that's what that's what I'm doing. And if it can get off cooldown faster, I can keep attacking. Feel me? That's what's in my mind. It's been working so far. Pack Alpha, oh, that's skirmishing. The last one is Beast Mastery. Now, I had to really read these. So let's go through it. I chose the middle option. Potent Ally. You and your pet each grant might to each other when critically striking a foe. Why did I choose that? Because it grants might. That was it. The other ones was the blinded ability. I didn't really want to do condition blinding. And this right here, the resounding timber or timbrate or however you do it, I'm kind of contemplating that simply for the regeneration. You got a 4-second one and a 10-second one. You get me? That right there is really good when it comes to fighting. I might really go for that later on. Depends on how I tweaked. But for right now, I chose Potent Ally. Loud Whistle everybody has. Now, a lot of people would choose the two-handed training. That's on all the guides. It gives you more fury, you do more damage. I chose Nature's Healing. Does it really help me? No, but I like my pet to get health every 3 seconds so he don't die too often. Could I go Wilting Strike? Yeah. Matter of fact, I might go with that. Because it gives you, what, 7 seconds of weakness? I might choose Wilting Strike. But for right now, I'm going Natural Healing. Pet's Prowess, everybody gets. The last one I chose was Lesser Quickening Zephyr. You and your pet gain quickness and super speed. Again, I like quick builds, or I'm just using the quick build so I can run faster, and on top of that, move faster or cast my abilities faster. In my mind, I feel like that's what they do. And if it doesn't do that, then I'm wasting all these points on the speed. Why not choose the axe, the honed axes? I am playing with axe. I don't mind getting a ferocity boost, but I like being fast when we're fighting so I can dodge everything. You get me? I would have chose Beastly Warden, but I don't have any bears or porcine pets. You feel me? And that's what's killing me. Currently, I'm in all Celestial gear because I boosted. And I'm trying to farm out Berserker's gear. Okay. Let me make sure I have everything that I need on before I finish. Now, as far as the skills go, skills and pet, I have on a bunch of sigils I can't see from here. But I'm gonna leave them in the video so you can copy. Basically, the point of them are they give you stat boosts. They have passive effects and they have active effects, and I just was using them for their passive effects. As far as the pet that I'm using the Jungle Stalker. Is this what it's called, or whatever this cat is? And I'm using not a smoke scale. He looks like a big lizard. But that's my build, guys. If you have any questions, leave comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is your boy Slime. Peace out.